the LINSHIDONG-WANGCHUQIN from China. And the next, the world number 1, the Stone, LINSHIDONG from China.
Stone Cold Shidong, a nickname that has been around for a while that we don't use on the air too much because, well, his name sounds a lot like the Chinese word for stone, Shito. So, a man who's solid like a rock, the world number 1. He's the smaller of the two, but he's a very well-balanced, powerful right-handed player. And he's also the star of the sitcom that the table tennis world has enjoyed for months on end now and is still very much on the air, the Shidong Show. So, his best of 7 final. It'll be the first player to win 4 games to 11, must win by 2. Here's the tale of the table, head-to-head in WTT. LINSHIDONG has won 1 of 3 encounters. Wangchuqin, the other 2/3 of them. It's essentially a battle for world rank number 1. I could talk about it for a while, but I'd like to talk about it with my friend. I'm Adam Bobrow, and joining me here, Fraser Riley. Welcome back, Fraser.
Great to be with you, Adam. It's all come down to this. I'm so nervous, so excited. I've got the butterflies for this men's singles final.
Well, you're not alone in that. Peng Yangling, our umpire from Singapore, actually a player herself with medium pips on her backhand. Little fun fact for you. Will be officiating the final match of this event, one that seems quite unpredictable.
Black for Wang. Black. Winner of toss, choose receive.
So the coin has been tossed. They'll have a 2-minute warm-up, and we'll have a chance to take you in our DeLorean for a little look back to the past, when LINSHIDONG played in the semifinals at the WTT Champions Macau 2024. This, for me, was the next level. He had already won, what, a contender and a star contender. But then he comes out here and beats the world number 1, 4-1 at a Champions event.
Yeah, that was mind-blowing. Incredible achievement. That was right before the China Smash, where he was a Triple Crown champion, or nearly a Triple Crown champion, should I say. He did that in Singapore. What a young player he is, still only 19 years of age. And like you said, Adam, the Shidong Show dominating the second half of 2024.
And before the players that he beat when he met An Jae-hyun, he beat Gao Chungrui of the Chinese Taipei team. And that was a really close battle. Gao Chungrui was playing some incredible table tennis. He's had a tough draw to get here when you think about it. The form that Liang Jingquin is in, I think it was statistically the most one-sided match of them all.
Incredible to say that he lost to him only recently at the Asian Cup. Here's Wangchuqin, 24 years of age, just 100 points behind LINSHIDONG. So we expect this to be a battle for the world number 1 place, depending on points that could be dissolved. Here's his run through, Adam.
Quadri Aruna, the king of Africa from Nigeria, Alexis Leblanc, who recently played with the president, bagels all the way across. Jules Morgard, his defeater from Paris 2024, and Tomokazu Harimoto, his defeater from the Chongqing World Championships, which was really quite crucial. That semifinal, and you and I were there, wasn't a dry eye in the house, from CCTV to every seat in the arena. And what they're playing for here, the prize money. The winner doubles the prize money of the finalist. The loser, champion, gets $60,000 plus that taller trophy. Don't get me wrong, the short trophy's nice, but when you know what's up for grabs, you're fighting for the big one. And look at this, world number 2 with a landslide here. I mean, this is 82% of the fan vote, but all you have to do is walk around this stadium or the fan zone and look at the merch, and there's no question about why that fan vote is the way it is. He's also got 2/3 of their 3 encounters in WTT, so not that far off.
That's right.
Link to serve.
Here we go, though.
Lawful.
So this is it, the final match of an incredible week to a packed stadium in Chongqing. And it's the world number 1, Stone, LINSHIDONG, to serve it all. Little break off the top of the net, some fortune for the man 100 points behind. Sounds like a lot if you're thinking points in the game, but in the world rankings, that's just breathing on the back of the neck.
A That's a great style from Wang Chuqin. The straightest arm in the Chinese men's A-team.
Just watching the little biopic that WTT produced that you and I had a chance to make our appearance in, and it's quite a story with the Wang Chuqin story. It rarely comes back. They're so different in their style of strokes too.
Yeah. LINSHIDONG just a little bit more tucked with the forehand, it seems. Incredible backhand, maybe the best backhand in the world, LINSHIDONG. Couldn't get that one back though.
And the forehand of Wang Chuqin driving this vehicle right now. He's finding opportunities to get this shot. He's just trying to stay loose over here. Some physicality from LINSHIDONG.
Yeah, he got a bit of a slow start against Liang Jinquin earlier.
Didn't seem to stop him.
No.
For me, I like this. If I'm on LINSHIDONG's bench, the tactic is right. Serve a little shorter, follow your serve, get your shot in. This is the first rally, it feels like, in some time, where he's actually taken a quality opening shot. He just didn't manage to execute the way he had intended.
Yeah, that's right. Had his chance there. Just fell short.
Touch play.
That's nice. Soft hands near the net. Neat and tidy from LINSHIDONG.
A little reminder for the players, him himself, that there are a lot of ways to win a point, and it doesn't have to be with your explosive power.
Pendulum serve. His classic serve. He also brings out that shovel as well to dig himself out of trouble. Wang Chuqin hasn't used it yet.
Surprise, surprise, a long push that looked like it was going to be a soft touch dink just behind the net.
And I must give away with this ball motion. So the last split second comes through that. Great pace on it. Relentless. Absolutely relentless. I mean, I was watching the match between Wang Chuqin and Haramota. Haramota didn't look to play badly at all, Adam.
Yeah, here Wang Chuqin working much harder to get his body in position. LINSHIDONG, the more balanced of the two players, but felt like just sort of trapped in that rally. Not here. Quick escape, long serve comes in. If he's anticipating Chiquita or a short serve, he's going to be in some real trouble here, but he holds his ground and just rips that ball.
Yeah, that was key. Wasn't obvious to us whether there was any giveaway.
Soft hands once again, a two-point ball game at the towel break. You mentioned slow start earlier on, and it has been, again, on the air, the Shidong show since just after the Summer Games.
And most of the points that he's won in this opener hasn't won with big shots, he's won with touches and pushes.
It's pretty crazy when you think about maybe the most explosive player in the game. This goes to show you, again, versatility, and that at this level, it's really a thinker's game. How do I solve the puzzle? How do I shut down my opponent, even if I can't play my favorite shots? And it almost catches the edge, but the speed and the short side to not even move, really? How are you guys not impressed?
9-5.
Wang Hao, if this is 2005 and this happened, I imagine you'd get a reaction on the other side of the table from Wang Hao.
Man, stone cold.
Wow. Wow. And it is now 5 game points. I'm going to check in with that group. I'm going to check in with the Chinese coaches just here and there after some magical points. Thanks in advance, production team. Can't wait to see the faces there. 5 game points, Wang Chuqin. And the touch shot begs the flick. 11-5, a dominant start. He just cleans his racket. Business as usual. In that biopic, he talked about Ma Long and his role model and how he behaves, the focus, the tunnel vision. That's what he has out here. He's got 10,000 fans screaming massively, as loud as can be. And he cleans his racket like he's alone in his room. 11-5, the focus man on the bench leads. Game number 1, get ready for game number 2. So here's a little look at the race to 100, the man who crossed and broke through the tape, LINSHIDONG, the man, world number 1, with his 100th win just earlier today. 10 wins behind him, WANGCHUQIN, but remember, when you're world ranked number 1, as WANGCHUQIN was for the majority of last year, all of last year, guess what? You just can't play all the events. LINSHIDONG played a lot more events last year, and that's not to take anything from him. He's also 5 years younger than WANGCHUQIN and took over the world number 1 spot. You don't hear about players that young becoming world number 1 so often.
I think he's the youngest
Second
ever
game.
to become world number 1.
In the WTT era, yes. In modern records, yes. So let's say 2000 and after.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Love 1.
Good length there, using the table as an obstacle, the half-long touch shot. Deception on the spin game. I recently saw the WTT and TTD post about WANGCHUQIN building his favorite player, and very casually when they asked him service, he said me.
Yeah, I like that.
Me too.
Nice and cavalier. And he actually praised LINSHIDONG, saying he'd take his backhand any day of the week.
This for me is honesty. It's not bragging. It's just objectively, yeah, I'm happy. I've worked hard. And compliments to my opponent as well. So, always a fair guy, knows how to save face.
He even chose Morgard for celebration.
I like that. Both of the LeBron brothers for their personality. Either.
Yeah.
Both are good.
2-3.
Bit of extra spin on this one, LINSHIDONG. Just 1 point in front, but after the score line last game, he's going to have to look to get a much earlier start.
Let 2-3.
I like that he watches that all the way, takes that extra moment. I think anyone who's ever played competitively at a club knows someone who will do that just to say, okay, I'm going to study and make sure I know exactly what you just served me.
Zero hesitation. That is just scary, frighteningly good from LINSHIDONG. This is his trademark.
Yeah, heavy spin comes in, ripping backhand with barely any backswing. There's a reason WANGCHUQIN said I'd have his backhand if I could. Footwork tested, but the lob, it is not over. Heavy spin and not an easy ball. Look how far behind the table he is. He caught the edge. He caught the edge for the escape. Oh, you want to see the rally continue. All right, Lin Gaoyuan knows what it's like to be on the other side of this. The racket's turned around for the springy side out. Now he's back to the spin because that's how far away he was. He needed that top spin from the black rubber.
Unbelievable. They are so difficult to get over. So difficult. But again, LINSHIDONG back there. So strong. Oh, a bit of roll reversal. What a faded finish though from Lin.
I was impressed that WANGCHUQIN made the first one a forehand, but it cost him a bit balance-wise, and so he committed to stepping around once more. And in that, LINSHIDONG already had his plan. WANGCHUQIN's fate was sealed. He's down by 2 now. So fast and efficient, and he passes by his first game scoreline, LINSHIDONG.
Just violent. That striking there. Playing that parallel, good recovery from WANGCHUQIN. That one too hot to handle.
The difference, the smoothness of the forehand compared to how much effort, explosiveness in the backhand, it's It's quite shocking. It just goes to show you how fearless he is when it comes to taking a backhand.
No flash, please. No flash, please.
Little reminder here to keep the best atmosphere in the world, the best atmosphere in the world. We're looking at her.
All the fans just pointing her out. So intimidating.
Her, not me, her. Although that narrowed it down to about 95% of the stadium. Gender-wise anyway, good times. Players really quick to call it out because it is just such a good atmosphere in terms of the lighting, all lights on the stage.
Beautiful forehand here from LINSHIDONG. That exaggerated after motion. Thinking about where you want to finish the stroke upon the point of contact can help you create better quality. Good momentum for the world number one.
There it is, 6 of the last 8 points. Top block not bothering Wangchuqin. Man, the king of the jungle, Lionheart out here just shredding that chop block as an appetizer. That was a wonderful chop block.
Beautiful. And an interesting little kick up touch there from LINSHIDONG. See Ugo Calderano doing that. It's like a forehand touch, but a topspin one, coming more from beneath the ball.
And this time inside the table to get his lead up to 4 points. Little roll reversal, score reversal at least from game number 1. Quality opening backhand. Doesn't cross the line, his racket does, which of course he's allowed to, but he's not overcommitting. Have you seen defense like this from Wangchuqin? What does it feel like? Man, LINSHIDONG has lobbed down some of the best in the world here, and he came close earlier. That edge ball for Wangchuqin, one fishing shot. Not sky lobs, just fishing, a little bit above head height. And getting ready to turn for the forehand. This time, his timing is right. Inside out attempted by LINSHIDONG. Tongue out, gotta love it. A good deep push here to set up 4 game points to get his first game in the scoreboard.
Bit of frustration there for Wangchuqin, missed his bread and butter shot there.
All right down the line, ski ball, skirts it, skates it, and rail slides it past. So 11-6, almost as dominant as the game that was imposed on him in the first game. This is really, so far, all we hope for in terms of quality of rally. We can only hope that it goes 7.
Yeah, man, unbelievable. The fans getting every penny's worth of their tickets here. That was such a silky finish from LINSHIDONG.
Scores on screen. 17 points for Wangchuqin so far to the 16 of LINSHIDONG, but in the end it doesn't matter. It's the first to win 4 games who becomes the champion.
Third game, Ling to serve, Lofo.
So Stone, Shito, LINSHIDONG starting off with the serves here and the momentum after winning game 2. They've each managed to surprise each other with a big parallel shot here and there. Feels like a tug of war. Both showing their defensive skills along with the offensive that they're trying to employ early on. But here, breaking both serves, Wang Chuqin on receive, doing a wonderful job to get a head start. Oh, down the line. It sits up. You want to see the rally continue, and it did for quite some time, considering all the net involved.
Yeah, an incredible rally. This forehand is just imperious.
Players, play on.
Unplayable there for Linshidong. And at that time, not helping him out.
The point before this, I just paired with the memory of that biopic we just saw where Wang Chuqin was a sick, unhealthy kid. And to figure out how to heal his weaknesses, they brought him to play some table tennis to see if it would get him in better shape, if it would get him stronger. And look at him now. So physically fit, so fast. He's everywhere he needs to be. We've seen videos of him in the training hall doing band exercises the last moment before his match. Not a point dropped yet for the world number 2.
Ling. Love 5.
Service toss not vertical enough. Nearly vertical, no more than 30 degrees. Off of straight up.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? How he contorts his body. Such a physically taxing style as well, Wang Chuqin. He seems to go for broke in most of his shots and still has to recover. It's amazing.
24 years old, and already the strength, the skill. He spent the majority of the last year and a half as world number 1. It's just so inspiring to think that as a kid, you know, he talked about crying being away from his mom and saying he wanted to go home. And she said, stay one more day, just see how it is. And he did, and he's like, you know what? This is a challenge. And he took it.
Imagine if he would have said no.
1-7.
You know, these little things that made a difference, the butterfly effect.
So on the point now with the scoreboard, the world number 1's got 1 points and games, but the serve success quite heavily Wang Chuqin's in terms of head-to-head there. 52.5 is what we saw, compared to what the low 30s on the other side.
Yeah. Well, barely seen this high toss serve from Linshidong.
I like it as a response to question of verticality. People have asked me about Dima's tomahawk serve. People who are very intelligent people, they're like, he ends up 5 feet away. How is this nearly vertical? And I'm like, because you're comparing it to how high it goes. That's what it is. It's the angle. It's not how much you move. You could be outside the table on the right side of the table and end up on the left side of the table by the time you contact it if you toss it high enough.
That's a good point.
Thanks. Speaking of good points, 4 in a row for Linshidong.
Let. 7-4.
I love it. I love it. This is the future of the sport. Give it a little bit of time. This will change. Just to clarify what I mean by that, as Linshidong scores 5 straight points to respond to the 7 straight points for Wang Chuqin. There are a lot of rules in the sport, and the sport is very nuanced, not always easy to enforce. My hope is that there will be technology to make it easier to enforce visibility on the serve, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happens.
I'm completely with you there.
Pressure down the middle, Wang Chuqin. 2 big points out of the towel. Oh, just 1 big point. That was the 8th. It's been a long time. 1st and 6.
A nice bit of respite for Wang Chuqin. Can guarantee at least a 2-point cushion with that forehand. Great rally.
Right down the line as quick as can be. The touch, the speed, he's got it all.
And the touch of LINSHIDONG so wide, playing it with the forehand from middle was unusual. I love this. Oh, wow.
Yeah, like an inside-out little brushing flick. It actually reminded me of Timo's drop shot against Chongqing.
Austrian Open.
There you go. Game number 3 still open, but getting close to closed. 5 game points for a 2-1 lead. The side of the table that's been dominant every game. This side Wang Chuqin is on now. Oh, a Stonehenge over here. Didn't move. Held his ground, this block. This is wisdom. Look, even a casual backhand opening.
Jeez, the minerals. Look at how cavalier that last backhand was. Didn't move a muscle.
Channeling his inner Koki Niwa. Channeling his inner LINSHIDONG there. Beautiful forehand power. I was just thinking about the comeback. You score seven straight points in a game to respond to being beaten 11-6. And your opponent gets 5 in a row. But this serve comes a little bit loose, and Wang Chuqin turns the corner and puts it away, takes advantage of the time and the space. 11-7. They just keep getting closer slowly. Will there be time? Interesting pattern here. If you tied yarn to the score line right now, it'd create a God's eye on this scoreboard. We'll see. We'll talk about that in a bit. It's 2-1, Wang Chuqin and LINSHIDONG, the world #1, continue in game 4 to follow.
Fourth game, Wang to serve, love 4.
Back for game number 4, Wang Chuqin blowing on that racket hand to keep it cool for the grip, drying the other hand to make sure he doesn't get the ball wet on the toss.
Clever play from Wang Chuqin. He knows LINSHIDONG's gained that advantageous position at the table. Plays with additional spin. Getting a bit more dwell when further back there and pinning it to the middle.
Yeah, rare for us to see LINSHIDONG in that position. With the right foot in front, and he's playing a forehand, having to drop right after. Same scoreline start, except this time on the serve for Wang
Silence,
Chuqin.
please. Love 2.
Again, if you're just tuning in, nothing superstitious about touching the table, just drying their hand between towel breaks, which come up every 6 points. Oh, you want to see him get it back. He was backpedaling. He was fooled, it seemed, on the serve.
Yeah, incredible.
Love 3.
Look at this here.
It's going the other way.
And what a backhand, leaping.
That's scary good. That's the type of serve that would be untouched by many. How did he even land to come back to the backhand corner?
How do you stop Wang Chuqin from playing with this power inside the table?
He's 4/7 of the way to where he was last game at the start, but that feeling's the same.
So collected with that block as well. You can hear the effort coming in from LINSHIDONG.
It was in a busier part of the season when Wang Chuqin first became world #1, and it was quite brief. but he made his stay, much longer stay in that spot. With just a little bit of time, and here, caught off guard, the ball came back. Whatever he was pointing to, I think, was himself. Just talking to himself. The briefest of moments, he holds up for a moment. Take a look. Interesting. I think that's his way of saying, okay, next time, this is where I'm going to play to shut down that option. In a weird way, it's almost like you're playing defense while you're attacking, simply by picking the placement to make sure that the opponent can't exploit an opening where you're not covered. So much closer than last game. LINSHIDONG making his comeback earlier.
No way.
Incredible defense. He does a 360 and it comes down, still in it. Oh, the lobs. You want to see this point go as long as it possibly can. The first two shots look like they should have won the point, and he managed to spin them back somehow.
360 lob, incredible.
The flair on the world #1. 19 and gaining experience like this in the middle of the Shidong show. There's the backhand that Wangchuqin chose for the perfect player.
You wonder whether LINSHIDONG may try and push out a little bit more often.
It's been a while since he's used that shot. Early to the wide forehand can be effective against a lot of left-handed players. Power for power, the forehands in this rally. And he looks down. He had the same issue earlier today against Liang Jingquin, whether it was traction or whatnot, but it seems like he's playing an even better match out here in terms of control and power.
Literally, about to say that myself. He's zooming shots. How do you stop Wangchuqin in this kind of mood? Looks could kill.
Good follow there to the serve. The shovel serve comes out. Both of these players we were talking about earlier, it feels like they've been saving them.
Yeah, he was starting with the pendulum serve, LINSHIDONG, then the higher toss. Changed to the reverse pendulum in this game, and now back to shovel.
Two outright, well, the point before set up a third ball, but an outright service point here. Well, this is not the angle.
No.
I know why you laugh.
Yeah.
Table tennis aficionados know why you laugh, and it's still a good question. From where we were, we didn't have the best view. Did Wangchuqin? We don't know.
I keep my mouth shut.
Good pressure into the middle here. Wangchuqin, I mean, they're both playing, and most pros are really, overwhelmingly pushing the envelope in terms of verticality or visibility of the service contact. Anders Lind talked about it very openly on his channel on YouTube. A nice spin with the backhand, not a kill shot, just positioning and placement. Confidence in a 4-point lead on receive. 2 big points to come for LINSHIDONG.
Let 5-9.
Completely unbothered.
5-10.
He didn't even shift towards that backhand half. He stayed where he was. It's unbelievable, the balance.
An unbalanced scoreboard with 5 game points. The counter attack, and he moves on a 3-1 lead. A man 1 game away from what I imagine will be #1 in the world. And LINSHIDONG has enjoyed the seat, but he hasn't paid for a year's rent, far from. He's got a ways to go, but it's not over yet. He's been able to come back. Started slowly in several of his matches, has gone the distance. Was dominant over Wangchuqin with the China smash. So, let's see. But Wangchuqin right now, definitely a man on a mission. Lionheart, 11-7, 11-5. And he needs 1 more game to take the title. Game 5 after this.
Time. Fifth game, Ling to serve. Love all.
Game number 5 could be the last if Lin Shidong doesn't have something to say about it. He's got the serves to start it off, trailing 1-3. I've seen better starts. That said, the idea is right. Mix it up, serve long with the shovel serve. Had that come down, it would have been a very awkward ball, but quick point for Wang Chuqin. Ooh, fault.
Oh, salt in the wounds.
Players, play on.
In all fairness,
Play on.
table tennis aficionados around the world have been waiting for this day for years. It's not easy when it happens, especially after you just served off the table. But Wang Chuqin has to worry about the same. And a timeout here for Lin Shidong because he's going to have to regroup. Took some risky serves, but this is when a player does push the envelope. When they're in trouble. How much can I get away with is the question, right? How much advantage can I gain before I get punished for it? That's sort of it. It's been the rule of the game for a long time.
And in these matches, you know, in these kind of final matches, it's well within the umpire's right to clamp down. And, you know, a lot of fans criticise that. Or why would they try and get their moment, the umpire, in a match like this? But
this is the umpire doing what the umpire is supposed to do. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I mean, from this angle, that's like, if you don't call that, why do you have a job?
yeah, man, that is invisible.
This is perfect from Heng Yang-Ling. I mean, she is absolutely right. People will trample all over you if you don't call them on that.
Yeah, it's just the consistency that upsets people, isn't it?
Tough to know, tough to know. A lot of things upset a lot of people, but all I'll say is they're both going to have to watch out in this match. They've both been warned, and one of them has been faulted now. And fair and square, we love watching them play. They're the two best in the world.
Let to love.
But fair and square is how they're going to have to play the rest of this match. Little bit of the top of the net on the way over. It's all part of the game as Wang Chuqin takes the first point out of his opponent's timeout. The world number 1, Lin Shidong. What a response. Baseline serve. It feels like a bullying serve. And he manages to keep himself close to the table. And even with the third ball, counters it back.
Haven't seen the Wang Chuqin backhand so aggressive. It's such a full stroke. Like this in quite a while. He's really been looking to improve that side, it seems. I mean, look, over the years, it's been the forehand-orientated players, the forehand-dominant players that have been the history makers, the trailblazers. Lin Shidong a little bit different in that sense, but maybe because that's an innovation, something that can disrupt things.
Inside the baseline, springs forward, the in and out game. He recognizes it so quickly. It's not an easy ball to play. Might have bounced a second time on his half if he didn't steal it from inside the baseline. Some fast thinking, some even faster moving, and the tongue out from Cherteau.
Murderous.
When that foot comes up like that, the stomp that follows that big forehand, it's dangerous. And the short side, oh, that wraparound is so iconic.
Impending doom.
12 of the last 16 points with flair. Man who's known for his style when he's off the table.
almost like if the base of the table was going straight down near the edge of the table. One of these players would break their toes coming in for these forehands.
Yeah, they're both moving in so incredibly quickly to earn that shot. Long way to go still. 2-6 down. Ooh.
2-6.
Can you imagine?
3-6.
It's funny, moving over to the forehand side, I think in some senses, and also the verticality was good, right? No problem, but just trying something new. You've got a memory, what you're used to doing, it's no longer maybe okay. Just in the sense that you'll get called for it. Never has been, really. 2 big points here, LINSHIDONG now. Suddenly a much more compelling scoreboard.
2 empty serves.
Good way, take a little spin off to set up a third ball. As wide as can be. Bread and butter, the step around hits the inside of the ball and makes it go out of reach.
Just squeezing and squeezing like a boa constrictor. That was an irregular transition to make. From forehand wide to forehand from backhand. Basically playing 3-point forehands mid-rally.
Hit it right on the line, too. Speed, power, control, they've got it all.
I mean, fans in every generation probably ask this question, but how could table tennis get any better?
Man, it just keeps improving. Whether it's the technique, the physicality of the players, the training, the equipment, all of it. I don't know. This is why we've got to take care of ourselves so we can keep watching for decades to come to answer that question. Step around, the leap and the lunge, his transition of weight, and that full arm stroke that we talk about so much. Soft hands there. Look at the power, the determination in that shot.
Yeah, nice forehand there from LINSHIDONG. Still in this here, the world #1.
This is that near the end of the race part where you are running just behind someone else and you have to pass him by. But Wangchuqin turns up the heat and extends his lead to 3, 2 points away from the title. Championship points. Wangchuqin, the man of the WTT era.
Wow, looks like the Xinyu Xiao fans are going to have a bit of dessert after their hot pot tonight.
Let 6-10.
And Wangchuqin takes the title. Congratulations, Lionheart. World #1 missed you. And world #1 has been defeated at the hands of world #2, at least until the new rankings come out Tuesday. And a heart up to the lights in the stadium or the fans in the 5th section, the nosebleed seats. Everyone bought their ticket, came from all over the world, all parts of China included, to watch this man become champion. And with the woman who became the women's singles champion as well, the French fries, the Xu Tiao in the crowd are going to be absolutely thrilled with the results here today. Dominates the first game, gets dominated in the second, and says no more. I've got 5 years on you. You will rise, no doubt about it. But this is my time. Congratulations, Wangchuqin, Lionheart, on setting this stadium on fire and taking 60,000 to go with it. And that #1 spot in the world back, I imagine, on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think he'll be back at #1 spot. Congratulations to Wangchuqin. You mentioned that biopic. He said he wanted to be Ma Long in terms of the respect that fans and players have towards him. He was humble all the way through, pedal to the metal, went to the grindstone, and the coaches can't help but show their emotion there. You cannot say this wasn't deserved. No one even got close to him games-wise here in Chongqing.
Well, a man who focused from start till the very finish, 50 to 34 after 39 minutes of play. 7-0, that's his longest streak. He started off that game for the comeback on the other side. Serves nearly 20% better than LINSHIDONG. The serve game, there's a reason he chose his own serves to create the perfect player. Man, this week has been incredible from start to finish. And for a guy who's a friendly guy, he's been so focused from the training hall everywhere he went. It's just like Ma Long. Those who follow him, from the physio to the training, are silent in his presence to let him have his peace of mind and his focus. It's all paid off.
Suéltala con toda tu bellaquera, da la vuelta y bájala, ese trasero mata. Comienza el perreo de la raza, sácatela y baila, el tema guasa guasa. Ese burita pegadita, no eres rookie, tú te la quitas. Una chica puti y bien linda, retumbando sin perder el compa. Baby trata, traca, ta, ta, ta. Se sale una teta y otra más. Saca, sácatela. Empezó el revolú y vamos allá.
So Wangchuqin, after an impressive performance, which is quite an understatement, let's hear what he's got to say in his post-match interview. The champion, Lionheart, Wangchuqin.
Congratulations, Chuqin, being the WTT champions, Chongqing 2025 champion. This week has been amazing. What a great match in the final today. Your form has been terrific. You've only lost 2 games all week, including one today. How would you describe this week and today's final?
首先恭喜楚钦获得了 WTT 重庆冠军赛2025的冠军。那过去的一周对你来说是非同凡响的一周，你表现得非常精彩，状态也非常好。在过去整整1周的时间里面，一共只输掉过2局。那么你怎么样回顾这样的一周以及今天决赛呢？
确实自己这一战的这种发挥也是超出了自己的想象。我觉得通过亚洲杯之后，可能在信心上有了一个很好的提升。然后包括我觉得经历了赴港以后的一系列的比赛，自己也慢慢的从心态上、心智包括思想上，可能更成熟了一些。然后我也觉得今天决赛可能自己也属于超常发挥了吧。可能面对LINSHIDONG这样强大的对手，自己我觉得还是心态做得非常好，抱着一个挑战者的身份来去面对这样的一场比赛吧。
Well, indeed, my performance throughout this tournament has exceeded my expectations or imagination. I would say the Asian Cup has become a great confidence boost for me. And also, since Fukuoka, as well as the other competitions, I believe I have matured in terms of my mentality, mindset, or my approach to think about things. My performance as a final exceeded my expectations, facing a strong player, LINSHIDONG. I believe I did a great job and maintained a good mentality.
Talking about the final, in 2024 you got to the final, but this year one better. How does it feel being the champion in 2025?
在去年2024年的重庆冠军赛呢，你是进入到了决赛，但是遗憾落败。今年的话是摘得了2025重庆冠军赛的冠军。现在得到冠军，心情怎么样呢？
我觉得这个冠军也是自己非常开心吧，我觉得也是非常开心，也希望自己的这一个冠军能给到我的家人一些力量，能给他带来好运。
I'm very happy to have clinched this title, and I hope that winning this title could bring power and good feeling to my family.
And talking about feeling, at the end of the match you showed a symbol up into the sky with your fingers and your hands. Can you explain to us, share with the fans, what that meant, what that symbol was, and what that meant?
那在今天比赛最后的话，你是对着这个场馆的上方，然后用双手比了一个手势，那是一个什么样的手势呢？是想借它来向球迷朋友们表达一种什么样的心情呢？
这个并不是向球迷吧，而是向我的家人。可能出现了在我打比赛的这个过程当中，我得知到了一些情况。其实这一个星期非常的难熬，非常的煎熬。自己也很失落，但是自己毕竟是在为国而战，也是尽全力以赴的去面对每一场比赛。我觉得这也是对自己的这个运动员的职业，包括对于中国乒乓球国家队的这个身份的一个责任。我觉得自己做到了以后，我希望我的家人能看到我的这个冠军，包括那个手势，也是希望能给我的家人带来好运，并跟球迷并没有什么关系。
Well, actually, I didn't make that gesture for my fans. It was actually for my family because during the process of this tournament, I learned about some situations about my family members. It's been a very tough week for me and I was quite disappointed. However, I know I'm here fighting for my country and I need to give it my everything at each match. Well, actually, when I was here for the tournament, when I eventually win the champion, I know that as an athlete, as a member of Team China, this is my responsibility to fulfill. So now that I have won the title, I'm hoping that this title could bring good luck to my family.
Well, we hope it does. Congratulations again on being the champion, Chuqin, and we can't wait to see you in future events with this level of events and play. We can't wait. Well done.
再次恭喜楚昕夺冠，也希望你今天的胜利能够为你的家人带来好运。再次祝贺你，期待下个赛场见。
Thank you.